Hello everybody, Mr. Skinwatch here. We're going to be drawing Shgurr today. And the reason why is because in 2 days, in like May the 16th, it's going to be her birthday. Now I don't really, well, I watch a lot of her videos and whatnot, and I love the animations, and like she does a lot of good content. And I just enjoy, I'm just entertained by like what she puts up, so we're just gonna draw her. This is a base that I got from DeviantArt, from Fennicide, I don't know how you say it, but I used it on my last post on DeviantArt, which is the over 100 page views. Recently I just reached over 100 page views, and oh, here we go. I'm using the base credit. I'm giving credit to Fennicide for the base. I just want to like give her the credit on where I got it from. In 2 days it's gonna be Shgurr's birthday. If you don't know who that is, here she is. This is Shgurr. She should be turning 22 years old. I'm gonna use this image. She is a YouTube animator that basically does random stuff. It's kind of fun. I enjoyed it. Let's get on with it. And while I draw Shgurr animations, I'll talk more about myself. Okay, let's just put it right there. And I'm entertaining myself with some music. I'm listening to Chip. Alrighty, so let's start off with the hairline. Let's start off with hairline. So I'm using the Interest Pro. So she has like an anime-esque hairline. Bad start. Alrighty, so let's start off with the first question that I got. What are your nicknames? What do you prefer to be called? I don't really have a lot of nicknames besides Skinwatch, but a lot of people like used to call me Nightmare back in the times. Let's just put it over here and take out one part. So far that I've known about her so far in her videos is that she wears two gears, and she kind of spices things up a bit with her animations and her character. What books on my shelves are begging to be read? I haven't finished this one book about Rodney Mullen, because at the time I bought it, I wanted to get like a skateboard book, and like they didn't have much there. That's a big. Let's change the size of the brush. But yeah, there was like I think it's an autobiography of Rodney Mullen, and how his father didn't appreciate him going out to skateboard and whatnot, and forbids him to do that. I never got a chance to finish it. There should be like at least a couple of chapters, but I never really got a chance to get around it, because during the time when I did read it, I wasn't really interested in reading books. Like I was more into hands-on learning and whatnot. I think this was back in like the beginning of high school or the ending of middle school. There we go. Okay, so the next one will be. Alrighty, let's check how this is going so far. Not too shabby. First of all, let's switch the position because it's facing that way. It's looking kind of nice. Ready? So next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take care of that back side of the head. Nope. Yeah, I've been getting that a lot ever since I got the it's not the laptop, I think it was about when I got the Photoshop, because this is what I'm using Photoshop. What else do we have? How often do you doodle? What do your doodles look like? Well, if you haven't checked out my drawings or art so far, it's in DeviantArt and Instagram. But I draw a lot. I've been drawing since I was like a little 5 years old, probably. What do you do if you can't sleep at night? Do you count sheep, toss and turn, get up and do something productive? That's a good question. I've never really known that about myself in that order. Whenever I sleep, I just conk out. I never really think about anything about how I go to sleep. It's just like it happens, because I stay up all night most of the time. and I listen to lo-fi hip-hop music. That's a good thing to keep me satisfied throughout the day. You know, just listen to some chillaxing music. I'm tired right now, but who isn't? It's pretty hot outside. It's pretty hot. It's like pretty damp, pretty moist outside. Let's see how it is so far. Yeah, that's a bit wider than I would usually do. Alright, let's get line. I think we got. No! Oh, I added it into layer 2. Epic fail. Okay. Do you save all green cards and letters, or do I throw them away? I still have a lot of them. I actually have like this old, this is Halloween card that I got for Halloween, for the Nightmare Before Christmas. I think it was given to me by my dad or my grandmother, who I call Lola. Okay, that's looking pretty nice. Let's go. Oh no. Oh, it had to be that. Okay. Alright, we're not gonna screw this up. This time we're gonna learn from our mistakes. Which animal scares me the most and why? I'm not really much of a fan of Ogres as well. They're carnivorous creatures and they're huge as hell. They, if you've seen the movie Blackfish, I think that's what it's called. It shows a documentary of like captured orca whales that kind of harassed and tossed some orcas around and like they killed one because they wanted to have fun. But yeah, orca whales are not really, they're friendly. Some of them can be friendly, you know, but being trained and whatnot, and like their sense of wild adventures and whatnot within them like aches. But it's been they're pretty interesting animals. I'm listening to Chiptune Radio, it's live, and they're doing a Battletoads, so that's nice. I haven't heard from that in a minute. Last time I heard from it was Angry Video Game Nerd when he did a review on Battletoads, which was fun. That game's so bad that man, again with the hair, man. I guess we'll leave. Oh no, we can copy and there we go. Easy peasy. And then afterwards you can just erase. Bye bye. First template or concept inspiration of shgurr. People are really creative with their YouTube name and YouTube personas. Let me tell you how I got the name Mr. Skating Watch. So around the time I had a YouTube channel, during those times I was hanging out with my friends, and and we play a lot of Super Smash Brothers. No, not the Super Smash Brothers 4, but Super Smash Brothers Brawl, and I enjoyed that a lot. I didn't really win most of the time. My friend would rub it in my face most of the time about like, at least we're not the last person in like a four battle Super Smash Brothers kind of way, and they would like, you know, it's like a friendly mocking competition kind of thing, but in real life that irritates me. Like in my own perspective, that annoys me, and I wasn't really much of a fan of it. So afterwards, I think my first win was okay, my first win, I remember it perfectly. My first legit win out of all of it was when I was Meta Knight. Yeah, I know he's a broken character when it comes to Super Smash Brothers Brawl. I wasn't really the kind of person to know a lot about Super Smash Brothers, because like the first time I played Super Smash Brothers, I didn't know how to win the match. Like I was like, ooh, so if we get the increase of the percentage, I would probably win. So then yeah, it didn't work out well for me. But back to the point where I got Mr. Skating Watch was during my time, and I was playing Mr. Game & Watch in Super Smash Brothers Brawl, and I would get all the Smash balls and use like the octopus form, and I would wreck a lot of my opponents with it. And then one time while I was playing this Mr. Game & Watch, I was I was at the point where I was trying to think of a new name, a new nickname, a new persona for me for my YouTube channel. And yeah, it just came up there. I just put in the skate like Mrs. Skating Watch, and I liked it. I enjoyed it, and I had it to this day. The reason why I put skate is because I do a lot of skateboarding. Okay, that's looking pretty nice. There we go. So we got the hair of Shgurr. Well, sort of. Hold on. I think she has like little strands of hair poking out in the back. Alright, so let's see. The next thing we're gonna have to do is the inside of her head. This is the bangs, right? Or did I get it on? Again? How and where do you prefer to study? I would study somewhere quiet, you know, you gotta be at a place where you can be in your own mind. Have I ever broken a mirror? Yeah, I did. There was this one time, me and my friends went to this abandoned, broken hotel nearby downtown, and nobody ever considered like remodeling it or like destroyed the building. And like me and my friends were just walking around, we were just chilling, we were skating. That's what we do most of the time whenever we hang out. And yeah, we went inside. There was like a bunch of broken glasses and mirrors and whatnot, and there was one that wasn't really broken, and we destroyed it, and I broke it, I think. And like I threw a rock at another thing. I threw a huge rock, or I think I used my skateboard to bash through a window that was like in the highest point of the building, and that was pretty cool. Would I rather eat a Big Mac or a Whopper? Those are some two good burgers when it comes to fast foods, but I would say Dave's Double. Would I ever parachute out of a plane? Never really had, but I did look. But there were times I was looking at, like, it was this one time I was looking at like a comedy special called Bert. It was about like the machine. He was talking about how he became the machine, but beforehand he was building up to that story. He was building up to like how he became the machine.
But beforehand, he was talking about like this other comedian.
No, I didn't, but I wouldn't mind trying that out. True or false? Would you rather eat steak than pizza? Yes, I would rather eat steak than pizza. I do love two of those things, but steak is where it's at. Steak is the best thing that I've ever had in my entire life. So let's talk more about Shgurr, since this is what we're drawing. So I started watching Shgurr back when, well, this was recently, because this was this year. There was like a lot of recommendations on the Do You Know the Way, since that was like the prime of January the entirety of January. Like, it was that and somebody touching my spaghetti, which I love. I love that little meme so much. It's funny as hell. It's like, somebody touching my spaghetti. Shgurr did like a music video, like an animated music video of the Do You Know the Way, called Find a Way, and it was sung by another YouTuber, another YouTube art musician, and I forgot what his name is, like CG5, I think. And they both did an excellent job. Shgurr did an excellent job with the animations, and CG5, he did a great job with the singing. But after watching that, I was more interested in watching more of Shgurr's content. Let's see. So I got the. I think we got it. Yeah, that's basically how it is. All we gotta do is just basically get the t-shirt. But I don't think she used like the black lines for a t-shirt. Does she? Hold on, let's go. No, she doesn't. Yeah, she's fine. Alright, so now let's start off with the colors. If I could invite any movie star to my home for dinner, who would it be? It doesn't matter! Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, dude, like, it would be awesome to have The Rock, one of the greatest electrifying man of all sports entertainment and in Hollywood, into me and my mother's house, like eating like legit steak with us, and that would be awesome. Alrighty, so we got the hair. Now let's go for the skin. If you could attend an Olympic event, what would it be? If it was 2020, if it was going to be Olympic 2020, it's going to be skateboarding, depending on what category. Maybe like like a vertical skateboarding. If I get a lot of time and practice into like doing trannies and transitions, then I'll probably ace the 2020 Olympic vert skateboarding. Alrighty, so now let's get to the layers. Layers! Ogres have layers. Onions have layers? You got it. We have layers. Alrighty, so that is this is Sugar's birthday picture that I just made. I'm pretty happy with that. I like it. I like it so much. Like it. Alrighty, so yeah, that is Sugar Animations. Let's save this. Sugar birthday. Let's make this a PNG so that way we don't, so that way the background can still be transparent. And then let's save this. And we are done.